The way the economy of Nigeria is, jobs are becoming scarce and appetites are increasing by the day. If you don't have a skill or means of making an extra income without depending on the government, you are wrong. With the rise of young entrepreneurs in our country, we can remain hopeful and encouraged by their stories and implement practical lessons learned from them. We are here again with turning your skill into cash. Entrepreneurship Hour. Don't go anywhere.
A wise man once said, "It's not what you've got, but what you use to make a difference." Welcome to the Business and Entrepreneurship Show at Triple H TV, where we'll discuss how you can convert your ideas into making money and how you can touch lives while also making profits from it. And I'm your host, Untitled James. Together, we'll be discussing how to convert ideas into money and how to overcome obstacles that can be faced in business. Welcome to the show, Mr. OYERINDE.
Thank you very much.
Would you like to tell us a bit about Logbook Limited?
Yeah, okay. So Logbook Limited is a company that sells digital properties for authors. We have an e-commerce site where we distribute authors' intellectual properties such as books, audiobooks, novels, and etc.
That sounds like a beautiful idea to me.
Yeah.
So aside that, what do we stand to benefit if we partner with you at Logbook Limited? For example, if I let's say I'm an author and I decide to contact Logbook Limited for you to help me showcase my books.
Okay.
What do I stand to gain from that?
Well, first of all, as an author, you can reach your online market. You know, in a COVID-torn world where authors find it difficult to push their content across the globe, across the world, Logbook helps you to reach your online readers.
All right. As a young entrepreneur that you are, I'm surprised that a young man like this is a co-founder for such an amazing company. What's the motivation behind the whole idea of Logbook Limited?
Well, the motivation for Logbook Limited, for myself and my colleagues, is the passion to impact, the passion to build something, the passion to help solve the digital piracy problem that cuts across Africa.
Would you like to discuss with us some of the challenges you faced while starting up the company?
Of course. Well, some of the challenges we faced, first of all, it's finances, startup capital and money. Another one is human resources, helping people, pulling people together to solve and to do what you need to do.
All right. So people out there who may also have one idea or the other and are willing to break the idea into businesses that will make a lot of profits later in life. Would you like to discuss some of the challenges you think they may likely face?
Well, as I said earlier, the human resources challenge is okay. So to solve the human resources challenge, you'll be so surprised how people would want to contribute efforts to your business to help you. So you would need, as an entrepreneur, you would need to be able to see these people that can contribute to different things, and you need to harness it for the business. Again, you would need to give them different benefits, which could be financial, it could be promises. Don't be afraid to give promises that, of course, when they assist you, when the business flies, you will be able to give back to the community, give back to those who support, and give back to the contributors.
All right. Some people have said that the road of an entrepreneur is usually filled with thorns and stones.
True.
It must have been rough along the way at some particular point. What would you say to people out there when they're faced with challenges in their business? What should be the source of their motivation? What should keep them going?
Well, so what I would advise in such instances is that there's light behind the tunnel. I think they should keep pushing, be devoted, put in more effort, and you'll be so surprised of the reward that comes with it. Again, reward for yourself, your loved ones, the people you're impacting, the people the business is impacting, the customers, the clients, and you'll be so surprised how it will be a blessing to humanity.
All right, let's talk about when Logbook started.
Okay.
How long has it been since Logbook started now?
So Logbook has been around for about a year and 7 months.
A year and 7 months. Oh, well, a year and 7 months. All right, so since you started, what would you say has been the responses of people around you since you started?
Honestly, people's responses have been very encouraging. Friends, families especially, they've encouraged. Clients has given good feedbacks. Although we've had few clients who have given negative or not so good feedback, if that's normal in business, you would need to take those feedbacks, capitalize on it, improve on it, and deliver your products.
All right, thank you for speaking about the negative side of doing business. Because some people today, they'll say because of the negative comments they get from people, to discourage them from doing what they love doing or the ideas they have. What would you say to people like that when they're faced with negative comments from probably observers or people who are not even interested in their business?
Well, first of all, I think some of those negative comments might be true. So I think it's best you as an entrepreneur, you sit back, you think about all the comments, you extract the ones that are correct or the ones that are true, you work on them and move forward with your business. Again, a lot of people would say comments that would make you down, that will reduce your spirit, but you would need to push yourself. An entrepreneur has to be resilient. Resilient not to give up when you hear difficulties or when people say negative comments. So I strongly advise that you pick out the good from what they've said, pick up the corrections, work on them, and deliver your products.
I mean, that's a beautiful one from Mr. Enoch there. An entrepreneur has to be resilient. You don't have to let words get into your head. I mean, people would say a lot of things about you, but you need to have the drive to keep pushing yourself. You need to motivate yourself and not giving up on that your dream, because you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So let's go back to Logbook. I mean, you gave us a beautiful introduction about Logbook when we started the show. Would you tell us what authors will stand to gain? Like, what are the packages involved? Like, if I bring my contents to you, you know, you said you will transform hard copies of books into soft copies
Yes, exactly.
and reach out to clients anywhere across the globe.
Exactly.
So if I bring my book to you, how do you protect my rights so if somebody buys my book, they don't just start sharing around to people? I mean, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, first of all, when authors come to meet us, authors or publishers, the first thing is that we publish their book without them paying an upfront fee. Wow. Now, this is not what happens in the industry.
That's a good offer to me.
Yes.
Maybe I should start writing my book right away and I'll come to you.
Yeah, this is not what happens in the industry. Again, the traditional physical book, once you bring your copies, you would need to pay heavy costs for printing and publishing.
Exactly.
But with Logbook, an author has no fee to pay. So once the author submits their work with us, we go through series of review stages. And once it's been reviewed, it goes through the encryption and it's published, and people all over, readers all over the world can buy your book and enjoy it. Once they make purchase of your book, sure, your author's royalty fee would be delivered to you, which is 70%, whereby we take just only 30% for Logbook, and the authors get 70% of their royalty.
I think that's a good offer to me. I mean, if you're an author out there and you don't take this offer, I'd say you're missing a great deal. Because if you're looking at me right now, I'll start writing my own books, and I'm going to surely visit Logbook and present my book to them so I can make, getting 70% out of 100%, that's a whole lot for me. And them not charging me, just for bringing my ideas to them, I would say that's a really beautiful idea and an award-winning one for that matter. Can you give us a website where we can visit in case we want to have access to some of the books in your custody?
So you could visit www.logbook.org. At that site, you'll be able to see our e-commerce side where you could purchase books from different authors. You would see a contact us page where you could reach out to us, and you see about us and different other comments about us.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Enoch. It's been an amazing discussion with you so far. And I think I've learned a lot myself. I'm motivated to be an author right away because Logbook has amazing offer to give to authors. We need more of this kind of organizations that will encourage authors out there to bring out their ideas to their clients. All right. We'll go on a commercial break right now. And when we come back, we'll continue discussion on business and entrepreneurship. Stay right with us.
With the way the economy of Nigeria is, jobs are becoming scarce and appetites are increasing by the day. If you don't have a skill or means of making an extra income without depending on the government, you are wrong. With the rise of young entrepreneurs in our country, we can remain hopeful and encouraged by their stories and implement practical lessons learned from them. We are here again with turning your skill into cash. Entrepreneurship Hour. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. We're still on the show, Business and Entrepreneurship at Triple Eight TV. I have here with me in the studio Mr. Emmanuel OYERINDE. Thank you for joining us on the show, sir.
You're welcome.
Mr. Emmanuel is the president and also a co-founder at Logbook Limited. And so we'll be talking about taking risk in business. What would be your advice for business owners out there and entrepreneurs about taking risk?
Taking risks is a very essential key in being an entrepreneur. You have to take risks.
Aside taking risk, what else would you think that entrepreneurs and business owners should pay attention to?
Okay, taking risks is very risky as it is. So you have to take calculated risk. You don't just think about just going about taking you have to take calculated risk just so that you don't venture into something that will be very, very risky for you.
All right, thank you for saying that. Taking calculated risk. I mean, you just said it from the right source that your risk must be calculated. So let's talk about people out there who would say that they have an idea, they have the money, let them just jump into it and do whatever they want to do with it. If it works, it's okay. If it doesn't work, it's okay. What would you advise such people?
Okay, I would advise you that before you take such kind of plan, you should put into consideration every key important things to be noticed in that business. What are the criteria to be able to achieve, to reach to that financial or to that goal which you want to achieve to? You have to look into everything you have to consider everything before you go into it.
All right, speaking about the things to consider before you go into a business,
Okay.
Could you please pinpoint some things that you think that we need to consider before we start up a business for us?
Okay, I would advise before you start up a business, you have to look at the business. Is it profitable? Firstly, if a business is not profitable, why are you venturing into it? Though profitable and profitability shouldn't be the key goal for going into a business. You also have to look at some many other aspects. Is it scalable at the long run? Is it going to give you these good prospects to you? You have to look into so many other aspects of it, not just that.
All right, moving on, Mr. Emmanuel. You're a co-founder at Logbook Limited, and you've been around for a while, and you've seen how things has evolved so far at Logbook. What would you say is the secret behind your success at Logbook?
Okay, I would say the biggest secret is God factor. God has been the biggest secret for Logbook Limited.
And what would you say to people out there who say that success can only be achieved only through hard work alone?
Okay, I would say to you, your hard work hands you nothing except you have God. And during the progress and process of Logbook Limited, we have had so many problems and struggles which we ourselves couldn't handle except we prayed, and then God helped and gave us a better solution.
I mean, that's a beautiful one. You just said it, that you cannot attain any success except there's a God factor in you. God helps you to achieve all of the successes that you can achieve as a business owner or an entrepreneur. All right, so I'll want us to talk about people who have ideas that could be profitable, but they're afraid. They're afraid. It's just the fear. That's their problem. Would you like to talk to them on fear in business?
Okay, I would love to tell you to face your fears. Once you put it to God and face your fears, but face your fears and develop a plan to go to it. You have to strategize and see how you go about that, facing your challenges.
Maybe someone out there is wondering. Let me ask Mr. Emmanuel, have you ever been scared before? You and your other co-founders?
Yes, we've been scared so many things. Even to raise funds, it's something very scary when we have nothing and we needed funds and we had no hope. But I would tell you to still go on, strive for your goal, and you can achieve it.
Yeah. They started from scratch. They had nothing and they were scared too. So if you're out there and you're scared about how to go with your business, understand that fear is normal for every entrepreneur or business owner out there. It is normal for you to be afraid, but what you do with your fear is what matters most. And capitalize on your fears, face your fears, and you're sure to attain success. That's from Mr. Emmanuel.
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Emmanuel, what will be your advice for business owners or intending business owners out there?
Okay, my advice to you is be a risk taker, trust in God, trust in your product, trust in your process, and you would make it. Thank you.
All right, believe in God, believe the process, and you're sure to make it. All right, it's been an amazing time with you all on this beautiful show, Business and Entrepreneurship. And I'm glad to have Mr. OYERINDE Emmanuel join us on the show.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sure it's been an interesting conversation with us so far. And we've been pointing the fact that to attain success in all that you do, you need God in all that you do.
Yes.
And you need to be able to take calculated risk and trust the process. And surely success would be ascertained. I mean, that'll be all for our show today. And we'll come your way again next time on the show. I'm still yours, Onella James, and don't stop watching Triple H TV.
With the way the economy of Nigeria is, jobs are becoming scarce and appetites are increasing by the day. If you don't have a skill or means of making an extra income without depending on the government, you are wrong. With the rise of young entrepreneurs in our country, we can remain hopeful and encouraged by their stories and implement practical lessons learned from them. We are here again with turning your skill into cash. Entrepreneurship Hour. Don't go anywhere.